You guys know all the transformation pictures you see online all the time. Honestly, so incredible for those women, right? I want it to be your turn. And I really want you to let that sink in. That one day it's going to be your turn. I want you to know that this will work. And I want you to know that beyond a shadow of a doubt. No more hoping, no more wishful thinking, no more trying, just achieving. So how do we get there? How do you guarantee success, guarantee progress, and get that breakthrough transformation? Well, that's what I want to discuss. So we believe that when it comes to achieving any goal, that violence is the answer. And I know that sounds really aggressive, but I promise it's one of the best ways that you can describe this mindset that I believe is very necessary. So what we mean when we say violence is the answer is nothing moves until you move, which means if you take extreme all-out action, you're going to reap what you sow there. And on the contrary, if you don't attack your goals violently, you're going to reap what you sow there too, which is basically if you're doing very little, you'll achieve very little. If you're not doing much, you'll achieve not very much when it comes to getting what you want. So the mantra of violence is the answer means you can't approach your goals casually, right? That looks like waking up in the morning with this attitude of just hoping today goes well. I used to think that way, and it makes me cringe now when I hear that. I hope today goes well. Or essentially waking up and just hoping your day lets you do the things that you're trying to do because you just want this outcome really badly. Like I said, I used to be this way and I see it now. We often equate how bad we want something to actual effort, but unless something's happening outside of you, you're not going to see that change. And those thoughts of hoping and trying and wishing and wanting might sound ridiculous when we say it out loud like that, but often our actual actions are screaming that very sentiment when we aren't attacking our goals violently. So what gets in the way of attacking our goals violently? Because a lot of the time we're not procrastinating or avoiding action because we're lazy or we don't care. Right? We often care a lot and we wouldn't really think we're all that lazy, right? You guys put so much into this and so many other women do too. Most of the time it's because we're unsure of what's going to happen or we're suffering from just paralysis by analysis, right? Which is the idea that it's better to wait until we know how to do something right or perfectly before we do anything at all. But we know that never really works out in reality. And if we hold on to that mantra, we're not going to succeed in achieving our goals. So I want to give you 2 new mantras that have helped me get past this trap of inaction. So the first is do something even if it's wrong. Why is this valuable? Well, it's because you're going to get it wrong at first. And you're going to get it wrong a lot of times before you get it right. Getting it wrong and stumbling and executing on your actions imperfectly is absolutely inevitable. So failure is a prerequisite of sorts to success. So to me, wouldn't it make sense to start failing often and frequently and quickly so you can get to the success part faster? Plus, I also believe action in and of itself allows you to gain something that inaction can never give you, which is experience. Because you can only know so much, and knowing can only get you so far. It's only through personal experience that you're able to learn and grow and discover and achieve, right? If babies were able to gain knowledge, they could know all about walking, but until they get up and stumble their way through how to walk, they're not going to fully master walking until they get up and do it. So at some point, you just got to get out there and do. Because no amount of knowledge is ever going to grant you some sort of hall pass from this messy, imperfect road that we all have to take when we transition from knowing and information gathering to implementing and doing. And that is a success tax that we all must pay. So I say just pay it now, get it over with. Do something even if it's wrong. This personally has allowed me to wake up each day with the attitude of action over everything, which makes room for the mess of failing quickly and often so that we don't push our success further and further into the future. It also allows me to take control back and just really get after it and regularly find myself doing the things that actually move the needle. And you'll find once you begin to take regular action that things happen really fast, much faster than you think. So that's the first mantra. The second mantra, which helps me get past the trap of inaction, has everything to do with putting my emotions in their place. So, not saying to grow callous or numb, but what I am saying to do is to adopt a do it anyway mentality. For example, if you need to prepare meals, but you're tired, just do it tired. If you need to go to the gym, but you feel low energy, just ease through a workout with low energy. If you feel sleepy, but it's time to make breakfast, just make it sleepy. Make sense? If you keep showing up, your body and your mind and your capacity will expand. But if you stay comfortable, nothing expands. So this mentality will allow you to become an action taker, which is absolutely necessary for success, and you know that, right? We can't think our way anywhere. We have to go and do in order to get stuff. But your emotions and your feelings, they might dictate the speed and energy behind your actions. I'm not saying to ignore them. I'm saying to put them in their place. They ought not to dictate whether or not you take action in the first place. And that's a really powerful distinction to be aware of and practice acting on. So what's really helped me navigate this concept is this image. So in your head, imagine your life, your body, and your circumstances as tools. Then imagine your innermost self, which is the real you, and what you desire most, separate from your body, your life, and your circumstance. If you have those both pictured in your eye, decide right now to identify more with your innermost self than you do with your life, your body, and your circumstance. In that moment, once you detach from your life and your body and your circumstance, you can really start seeing those three areas not as you, but as tools for your innermost self, which is the real you, to use. And then you can start giving orders to those tools, which allows you to take action regardless of the emotion or feeling that your body or your present, physiological state is experiencing. And that will allow you to take action now, always, and attack your goals violently despite your ever-changing moods and feelings, right? Because we know right now there's some work standing between you and your outcome, and that work doesn't care how you feel, it only cares what you do. So if you start chipping away at that work each and every day, then one day at a time through the actions you do or don't take, you'll get there. And you know that your actions will be imperfect at first. It's expected. So give yourself permission to take lots of messy, imperfect action and chase consistency over perfection and keep showing up. And you won't always feel like showing up. That's expected too. Put your emotions in their place and do something anyways. And when it matters most, remember, action over everything. Thank you so much for watching. We truly hope you enjoyed that lesson. So every single week we make room for one guest spot on these support calls. So if you'd like the opportunity to attend, ask questions, receive coaching, just hit the link in the description box, or you can head over to gainslinger.com/coach me. Once again, that's Gainslinger, GAINSLINGER.com/coach me, all one word. Have a blessed day and we'll see you next week.